Hey everyone, how are you doing? My name is John Crump and I'm an investigative journalist and I keep an eye on things and I have some breaking news. What if I was to tell you that the Virginia State Police have decided in their infinite wisdom under government spam burger that they plan on breaking a court order and basically doing whatever the hell they want because that's exactly what is going on in the state of Virginia, and we are going to be talking about that right now. Okay, guys, in DLD After Dark, whoever out there, if you want to join me, you can join me because this is gonna piss you off. I already know it's gonna piss off DLD because it always does. But we're gonna get into this. Okay, basically in Virginia, they're back in 2019, they passed a universal background check and that went up to the courts, and the courts ruled that that goes against the Virginia Constitution, and they cannot enact a universal background check. Universal background check means that everyone that transfers a gun has to go through a background check, whether it is a private cell or an FFL. The courts knocked that down. In the recent session, the legislature, the House, the House of Commons, and the Virginia Senate, known as the Virginia Assembly, passed a law to say, go ahead and enforce this, even though that's a court order. And Governor Spanberger signed the bill, and she also didn't have the authority to do emergency action, but she said this is going into effect right away. At the time, the state police said, hey, we are not going to enforce this because we have a court order to say that we will not enforce it. So everyone said, that's good. You're obeying a court order, which is what you have to do. And now, as of today, they have told FFLs that background checks for private cells are back on. So I saw the emails that several different FFLs sent me. So what I did is I went and contacted people at GOA and VCDL because they should know, and they have confirmed that that is exactly what they are doing. There's going to be more information coming out from those organizations, but this is the state police thumbing the nose at the court system, stating that they will enforce a law that the court said is unconstitutional, and they plan on going ahead and stating that they don't care about the court order, that they're going to enforce the law, and no, boo boo, you can't do anything to us. Now, the judge can do something to them, and you're watching from the Virginia State Police, I just want you to know that the judge can, and I hope he does. What the judge can do is he can cite Cox, who is the guy that I'm suing. He is the superintendent of the state police. They can hold him in contempt of court and throw him in jail. And I hope that they do just that. I also want to send out a message to all Virginia State Police officers. If you violate the court order, you can be held in contempt as well. And I'm not talking about civil contempt, I'm talking about criminal contempt. So you have a duty to go ahead and stand up and refuse to enforce this law. That is your duty. That is your duty. If not, your qualified immunity means shit because you lose your qualified immunity because you're breaking a court order. So therefore, you will not have qualified immunity. So if the good people at the state police are saying, "Don't worry about it, we'll take the fall," no, any officer that enforces universal background checks is in deep trouble because they lose qualified immunity because they are violating a court order. And there's no, "Oh, I didn't know. I thought it was okay." That does not work. Ignorance of the law is not an excuse. And for the state, the police to say, "We don't care what the courts are going to say. We report to the executive branch, and the executive branch is the supreme law of the land." That is what we call a dictatorship, and that is what we call tyranny. And this is 100% tyranny. This is, why do I need to eat? This is tyranny, and we have to push back against this. So ignorance is no defense. I am extremely pissed off about this. The gall to say checks and balances doesn't matter. We're going to do what we want, and there's nothing that you can do about it. That seriously pisses me off. Poop, what's up, buddy? Haven't seen you in a while. Vanessa Kitty, haven't seen you in a while either. So that really does piss me off. Now, will the judge act? I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see how the judge responds to this, because I got a feeling he's not going to be too happy with the state police. And yeah, so I'm going to go do a transfer tomorrow. In fact, not transfer through, I'm going to sell it to someone. I'm going to sell it again privately tomorrow. So screw you. I am going to make sure I do that. But just wanted to put that out there to let you all know that the state police are bootlicking tyrants, the brown shirts of Spamberger. They are the brown shirts of Spamberger. They're bootlicking tyrants. And for them to violate a court order to please the CIA officer in charge of Virginia is something that I will not stand by. I definitely will not stand by this, because this is something that is just insane. But yep, that's it. Just wanted to make a quick video to let you guys know what is going on. So there you go. F the Virginia State Police. If they did, F them. Yeah, just F the Virginia, not the individual officers. If you're an individual state police officer, you don't want to enforce the law and you don't enforce the law, good on you. But the superintendent of state police, F you. That's all I got to say. Oh, I got a $5 super chat here. As a former law enforcement, I know you have the responsibility to refuse illegal laws. Exactly. Exactly. So, F the Virginia State Police if they want to go down this path. I mean, that's up to you. So, yep. Maybe I'll see you for something else too. All right, guys. That's it. See you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.